that? You wanted more Cities of Sigmar stuff? You wanted more of it? Well, good news, because there is more. Alright, look, I'm too excited to sit here and do any sort of faffy waffle before we actually get into it, so we're just going to get into it. I haven't properly looked at any of this yet, so this is going to be a fresh, new experience for all of us. I need to say both of us, but I'm really hoping there's more than one other person watching this. So, the mortal realms are a vast, dangerous, and awe-inspiring domain of wonder and malignancy. How good was that? How good was that? Flawless. Among all the splendour and air, whatever. So, there is a vast military machine. Wow, we bailed on that super quick. There is a vast military machine that protects the fragile settlements that are slowly reclaiming the realms in the name of the god King Sigmar, and the first one that they're reading is Pontifex Zenestra, Matriarch of the Great Wheel. This sounds mad, and it also looks pretty mad as well. So we basically have a woman pope on some sort of throne / pulpit construction with a small pet dragon. Excellent. There's something behind her as well. Look, you can see like a little hand of like a skeleton on the chair behind her. Okay, I can't wait to see what that is. I like the wheel behind her head. That's very nice. Very normal looking wheel. I would have thought that would be something really hardcore and made of gold, but no. Standard looking wheel. Got a nice little roof over her head. I've just realised that the little bits of like little statues on the roof are little guys praying, acolytes praying to the symbol of Sigmar on the top. That is brilliant. Also, how, like, hench must these two guys be? That is so much wood and metal and person to be carrying around for just two guys. Oh my god. They must be the kind of, like, just the kind of human being where if you run into them or, like, you somehow, like, knock into them, like, shoulder barge them by accident, like in a crowded place, you just immediately break something and they don't notice you're there. I don't see how else it could possibly go. Also, the fact that like the big struts that form part of their handholds and also like the support, the basis, the foundation for the big pulpit throne thing, you've got a little goblin head on the front and a little goblin tail and legs on the back. I love that detail. Oh my god. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. Like, what does she even do? What does she do? She's got to be a wizard of some kind, right? Because otherwise, this is literally just the Pope being carried around in a big old, like, human-powered car. Like, it's just... what the hell? I love this. This is great. This is the kind of, like, idiocy that I would come up with, and it's just got an immediate 10 out of 10. It's got an immediate 10 out of 10. Oh my god. So she's the matriarch of the Great Wheel, one of the many cults, unberogen, who, I don't know what that means, but I should probably look into that, who worship aspects of the god King Sigmar. Allegedly a great-grandmother at the dawn of the Age of Sigmar, she brooks no questions about the accompanying skeleton whose scars mirror her own. Okay, so that's what's on the back of it, and that is a scar. That scar is, it's the same. It's the same as the one on her face. Although, hang on a second, hang on. So she's facing that way. So then if you turn it, yeah, I think that's right. I don't know, actually. I'm getting very confused by the change in perspective. Either way, mad. Again, a bit mad. I really like it. Look at all the wax dripping down off the skeleton. I know all the candles have gone out, which is a shame. I would have liked some lit candles on there. But you know what? All the wax that's dribbled down the thing, not the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, the wax that's dribbled down the skeleton is fantastic. Also, alright, okay, there's got to be some sort of like reincarnation shenanigans going on here, right? There's got to be. The Great Wheel, the cycle of life and death, the fact that she's holding what is it called? It's not an egg timer. You know what I mean. The thing that you hold that has a timer in it. It's a time thing. The sandy time thing. Oh no, what is it? What is it? My brain has melted even more than the wax. Either way, the skeleton has got one as well, which is a super cool, interesting detail. It's got to be like a shifting wounds around, like being able to ignore a certain amount of damage or being able to transfer it maybe. It's got to be something like that, right? It all fits with the big wheel. I'm absolutely loving this one. Absolutely loving it. It's the right kind of mad. More of that. 100% more of that sort of thing. Anyway, let's keep going, Oh, also, hang on, the guy at the back, he's got an axe on his belt, so he can defend himself if he needs to. Interesting, okay. Redolent with azurite energy, a great coruscating halo of heavenly force lashes out enemies as she is carried into battle. Okay, oh, so she just passively smites people. Alright, also cool. What is this? Ironweld Great Cannon. Yes, please. Yep, I mean, it's just a giganto version of the guys we've already seen with the cannons and the shields, and I loved those. I absolutely loved them. They are so good, and this is just it's just a cannon version. How am I going to complain about this? It's great. So the gatehouse of the castle-like formation employed by the armies of Sigmar, the Ironweld Great Cannon is an artillery piece that strikes a balance between speed of reloading and raw destructive firepower. I mean, it does look pretty destructive. Also, the speed of reloading is interesting. I do like that. It's like a little mini diorama of its own. It looks really cool. The big old mallet on the ground, which presumably was used to hammer in the hooks to keep the cannon stable when it fires and prevent it from shooting backwards. One of the crew's got some sort of rangefinder by the look of things as well. The other one's just having a drink, just having a nice big swig of some sort of mead or something. Love that. I really like how the gun itself, right? The gun itself is just functional. Like, if you look at it, it's just functional. There's nothing in the way of, like, extra metalwork or filigree or fancy stuff going in the construction of the actual weapon, including the wooden frame that it's on. In fact, the frame has got a bit of damage off to one side. Like, the actual weapon is pretty utilitarian and just made to shoot stuff for the most part. All the decoration is going on the big shield on the front. We've still got that kind of extra ironwork at the top, which has got those kind of interesting bits of like shaped metal work and filigree and the like. We've still got the bracing is in different shapes. The actual wood itself is got like patterns carved into it. We've still got like the not the purity seals, the seals that are not purity seals, those as well. Like, there's ornamentation going on, but not on the weapon itself. I really like the distinction there. That's really fun. Oh god, that's great. That's great. I love that. We've only looked at two things, but they've both been grand. Yeah, look at that. Look at all the details. Look at all the little extras that you've got. She's got the rangefinder in one hand, like her helmet is on the floor behind her, presumably not to interfere with her eyes. You do get different poses as well, so you can have someone lighting the cannon. Hell yes. With a little bit of grey smoke coming out. Okay, that's awesome. A little bit of extra detail there. Love that. Love it. Got the shells behind. The shells? Cannonball shells? Whatever they are. I mean, they do look more like, they're not just cannonballs, are they? Yeah, the different like aspects of the diorama side of things. I love the variation going on there. That's really, really cool. Let's be honest, I could get away with just doing like one set of these, but the fact that you have that choice it's nice. Steel helms often rally behind their sturdy wing shield for reprieve during battle as the crew dutifully unleash volley after ear-splitting volley to shred and incinerate anything ahead of them. Sounds good to me. Now we have the Freeguild Command Corps. So the Freeguild Marshals are the experts in strategy and veteran combat, accompanied by battlefield aides who bring their own talents to bear. We'll have to find out what each of these are after we've gone through them. So, I mean, that's presumably some sort of banner bearer, standard bearer, plus some sort of dragon dog with a crown for a collar. Sure, why not? Yeah, we'll have one of them. Cool. Is that the mascot, the little dragon dog mascot? I mean, it'd be awesome if it was. If it's just a pet, that's also cool. But you know, a little dragon dog. The banner bearer does look decent. I like the big horn there hanging down. The big give that a toot to let people know what's going on. The banner itself is cool. I like the crossing over of the material at the end. Got some sort of priest / mage. I do like his big thurible he's got. The smoke coming out of it is... Actually, I quite like that. That's a fun effect. I wouldn't like to see too much of it. Like, I don't think they've overdone it here. I think they've done it just right. That's clearly an undead dude next to him. So is that just a necromancer? Is that like the court necromancer? Some people have a court jester. They've got the court necromancer. Love the detail on the book as well. The book looks grand. Also got just a full-on... like... just a full-on surgeon. Just a battlefield medic surgeon. A little bit of plague mask influence going on there, which is fun. But, I mean, that's a bone saw and a drill. And there's like a pair of pliers or something in the back there and a smaller bone saw. That's awesome. That's great. And having a little light, like having the harness that they've got with the tools on, having a light held above it, because you need light when you're operating, that's genius. That's so good. Oh, when you've got a minute, you should totally look up that surgeon from olden times who, when performing a surgery, I think it was an amputation on one guy, he somehow killed 3 people. It's quite the read. That battlefield medic surgeon is... it's insane. That's so good. It's so good. Oh, man. Okay. So, we've also got... what? Someone in a cloak with a weird mask hat? Balaclava? And a very pointy sword, and that's got to be some sort of general, right? Or knight, just some sort of knightly figure. The spikes on the pauldrons are... I'm not sure about them, personally. I'm not sure about the spikes on the pauldrons. The rest of the armour I really like. The armour looks really cool. The axe looks awesome. The head I don't mind too much, although I think that bear hat is a little bit goofy. The beard is a 10 out of 10. Solid beard. I'm not sure about the spikes on the pauldrons, but you know what? The rest of that model I really, really like. I think something that might be letting that model down a little bit is just the context in which it's being shown. I think if it was next to the banner bearer, it would look about as busy as it should be, but it's next to this mysterious cloaked figure who has got very little in the way of ornamentation and detail outside of the skulls on the bottom of, like, the inner cloak. So, like, you've got this, on the one hand, fairly plain model, and then you've got quite a bit going on with the knight, and I think actually, yeah, I think context sort of changes how busy that knight looks. I do want to know what that cloaked figure is. Like, I'm figuring the knight is just a knight, like a general or a knight or something to do with being in armour and hitting people with a big axe, but the cloaked figure with the long weird sword, I want to know what's going on there. Either way, I'm loving all of these. These are great, especially I can't get over how good that doctor is. That's awesome. It's so good. So here we go. The Great Herald holds a banner accompanied by mascot it is a mascot, a gargoylian. To say that 3 times quickly. You might have spotted similar nope, on the base of other Cities of Sigmar units. We'll have more information on these peculiar creatures soon. Oh, does that include the little snail with legs as well? That's fun. Okay, I want to know more about those things. Warning realms is brutal and war surgeons are on hand to amputate a limb. Yeah, okay, so it is literally a battlefield surgeon. Oh, fantastic. While soul shepherds and their eerie corpus somni corpus somnis? What? While soul shepherds and their eerie corpus somni pipers... Oh my god, I can't read this. While soul shepherds and their eerie corpus somni pipers guard the souls of those who cannot be saved. And archknights are looming bodyguards to their marshals, while the spy masters known as whisper blades instill discipline in the ranks through fear, paranoia, and sharp knives. Oh, okay, cool. So we've got commissars. Basically. We've got creepier commissars. Fine. So we also have the Freeguild Cavalier-Marshal, which, I mean, it's just another Freeguild Marshal, but on a horse instead of on foot. And, I mean, it's obviously an instant win because the horse armour, again, looks great. We've got like the packs on the back, including the bedroll. I love the holstered gun attached to the saddle. That's great. Looks like we've once again got a few different things going on, different head options at the very least. I would be interested to know if we've got different weapons options. I mean, the other Freeguild Marshal have got so many different options, it would be nice to see that repeated here, but all I can see at the moment is just the sword and the shield. We'll have to wait and see. I would hope that this is, you know, customizable in the same way that the on-foot version is. Because that's one of the best things about that model. I do love a good billowing cloak as well. Nice, there's a good billow on that cloak. Although I also can't paint in sub-assemblies, so painting that would be a nightmare, and I suspect I'm gonna have to learn. Oh, look at that full army shot as well. Look at it. Oh, they look so good. All the fusiliers at the front with the shields and the guns out, and you've got the massive Ironweld cannon off to the side, and oh, it's so good. It's so good. God damn it, my will is just crumbling in the face of this. Ugh. We've got the battle time for Cities of Sigmar, which, I mean, it looks decent. It does look good. This was a pleasant surprise. This was nice. This was nice to see, between the mad old woman on the on the pulpit throne and her creepy skeleton and the giganto cannon and the mascot and the battle surgeon. I mean, just all of it. Solid gold. Absolutely love it. Not a bad word to say. Not a bad word to say. All grand. All grand, and I want it immediately. I especially want to paint the Matriarch of the Great Wheel. It's so good. I cannot overstate how much I like that model. It's ludicrous in the best possible way. Oh, they've done such a good job with the Cities of Sigmar. They really have. Like, changing the focus over to just, like, the mortal side of things and focusing on kind of the human area of the faction. I know that raised some eyebrows, and obviously it does mean we've lost a few good kits, but I don't know, there's just something about the aesthetic of this that it's just absolutely my sort of thing every single time. Nailed it. Properly nailed it. Question is, what do you think of these new arrivals? Let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things. Patreon, the YouTube members. There's a couple of exclusive videos that have already gone up for this week and next week, and there's going to be another one being put up tomorrow. So if you want to get on the cultist level or higher, you can have early access to those. There's also an affiliate link, but you know all about that. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you for the next one.